كن فضوليا، كن فضوليا، كن فضوليا وأكثر السؤال، كن فضوليا وأطلق الخيال. اسأل تفتح أبوابا، اسأل وستجد جوابا، أسرار الكون ستعرفها. ناقش واعرف أسبابا، تلقى عجبا وعجابا، نفسك بالعلم تحررها. اسأل تفتح أبوابا، اسأل وستجد جوابا، أسرار الكون ستعرفها. ناقش واعرف أسبابا، تلقى عجبا عجابا، نفسك بالعلم تحررها. لماذا وكيف وماذا، اشرح لي ذاك وهذا، قلها للناس وكررها. كن فضوليا وأكثر السؤال، كن فضوليا وأطلق الخيال. كن فضوليا وأكثر السؤال، كن فضوليا وأطلق الخيال. كن فضوليا، فضوليا، كن فضوليا، فضوليا. جيل يستفسر يسأل، هو جيل أسعد أجمل، يفهم دنياه يعمرها. لاحظ وابحث وتفكر وتساءل واسمع وانظر، فكك أشياء وركبها. جيل يستفسر يسأل، هو جيل أسعد وأجمل، يفهم دنياه يعمرها. لاحظ وابحث وتفكر وتساءل واسمع وانظر، فكك أشياء وركبها. لماذا وكيف وماذا، اشرح لي ذاك وهذا، قلها للناس وكررها. كن فضوليا وأكثر السؤال، كن فضوليا وأطلق الخيال. كن فضوليا وأكثر السؤال، كن فضوليا وأطلق الخيال. كن فضوليا، فضوليا، رككم كن فضوليا، فضوليا. كن فضوليا، كن فضوليا وأكثر السؤال، كن فضوليا، كن فضوليا وأطلق الخيال. كن فضوليا وأكثر السؤال، كن فضوليا وأطلق الخيال. كن فضوليا، كن فضوليا، كن فضوليا وأكثر السؤال، كن فضوليا وأطلق الخيال. اسأل تفتح أبوابا، اسأل وستجد جوابا، أسرار الكون ستعرفها. ناقش واعرف أسبابا، تلقى عجبا وعجابا، نفسك بالعلم تحررها. اسأل تفتح أبوابا، اسأل وستجد جوابا، أسرار الكون ستعرفها. ناقش واعرف أسبابا، تلقى عجبا عجابا، نفسك بالعلم تحررها. لماذا وكيف وماذا، اشرح لي ذاك وهذا، قلها للناس وكررها. كن فضوليا وأكثر السؤال، كن فضوليا وأطلق الخيال. كن فضوليا وأكثر السؤال، كن فضوليا وأطلق الخيال. يستفسر يسأل، هو جيل أسعد وأجمل، يفهم دنياه يعمرها. لاحظ وابحث وتفكر وتساءل واسمع وانظر، فكك أشياء وركبها. جيل يستفسر يسأل، هو جيل أسعد وأجمل، يفهم دنياه يعمرها. لاحظ وابحث وتفكر وتساءل واسمع وانظر، فكك أشياء وركبها. لماذا وكيف وماذا، اشرح لي ذاك وهذا، قلها للناس وكررها. كن فضوليا وأكثر السؤال، كن فضوليا وأطلق الخيال. كن فضوليا وأكثر السؤال، كن فضوليا وأطلق الخيال. كن فضوليا فضوليا رككم كن فضوليا فضوليا. كن فضوليا كن فضوليا وأكثر السؤال، كن فضوليا كن فضوليا وأطلق الخيال. كن فضوليا وأكثر السؤال، كن فضوليا وأطلق الخيال. كن فضوليا كن فضوليا كن فضوليا وأكثر السؤال، كن فضوليا وأطلق الخيال. اسأل تفتح أبوابا، اسأل وستجد جوابا، أسرار الكون ستعرفها. ناقش واعرف أسبابا، تلقى عجبا وعجابا، نفسك بالعلم تحررها. اسأل تفتح أبوابا، اسأل وستجد جوابا، أسرار الكون ستعرفها. ناقش واعرف أسبابا، تلقى عجبا عجابا، نفسك بالعلم تحررها. لماذا وكيف وماذا، اشرح لي ذاك وهذا، قلها للناس وكررها. كن فضوليا وأكثر السؤال، كن فضوليا وأطلق الخيال. كن فضوليا وأكثر السؤال، كن فضوليا وأطلق الخيال. كن فضوليا فضوليا كن فضوليا فضوليا. جيل
Bismillahirrahmanirrahim. Assalamualaikum warahmatullahi taala wabarakatuh. Okay, may I know is my voice clear or not? صوتي مسموع بشكل واضح أم لا في اليوتيوب؟ لكل المستمعين وكذلك المشاهدين في اليوتيوب، إذا استطاعوا أن تكتبوا شيئا الرد على كلامي أنا، هل صوتي مسموع؟ tahulah Syahira Zaino ni. Tercakap Melayu pula. Okey, syukran jazilan Syahira. Syukran jazilan. Alhamdulillah صوتي مسموع. فإن شاء الله أنا محمد حنيف بن نعيم سأكون رئيس المجلس لهذا البرنامج الكريم جدا. إن شاء الله ليلة بركة مسموع. الحمد لله شكرا على الردود لكل هذا. فإن شاء الله سنبدأ مجلسنا في هذا اليوم بقراءة أم الكتاب الفاتحة. بسم الله الرحمن الرحيم. الحمد لله رب العالمين الرحمن الرحيم إياك نعبد وإياك نستعين اهدنا الصراط المستقيم صراط الذين أنعمت عليهم أولا أود أن أشكركم جميعا لحضوركم في هذا المجلس المبارك. وعنواننا في هذا اليوم إن شاء الله سنتكلم حول أن استطاعتي تكلم العربية ولكل غير ناطقين إن شاء الله. معنا هناك الشخص مشهور جدا، الامرأة مشهورة جدا في اليوتيوب في تكلم العربية، وهي ليست من الناطقين بالعربية، وهي من كوريا، جنى كوريا. إن شاء الله جنى كوريا، وإن شاء الله سنستمع إليها وكذلك سنتكلم معا. وإن شاء الله في هذا المجلس سنتكلم باللغة العربية وكذلك اللغة الإنجليزية، حتى المشاهدين وكذلك المستمعين في اليوتيوب وكلها إن شاء الله كلكم سنستفيد من هذا البرنامج وإن شاء الله. So in today's session, inshallah, we will use the session we will conduct it in English and also in Arabic, because we are going to hear and listen a lot of things, and we can explore how these popular and also very dedicated women in Korea, and she can speak Arabic very fluent. Okay, so for the one who has entered the session today, don't forget to share, subscribe and also like the session today. Please ask your friends, your family to join, okay, to listening our session for today's session, because we can harvest some of tips and tricks to be more confident in learning Arabic and also especially in speaking Arabic, okay. So because we are Malay and also the speaker today is not a native speaker, so we can actually learn. Alright, so because it's something like we are ponder of it's Arabic talk, but then why they can speak Arabic very fluent, but then we cannot. So today's session will be boost up our confidence level, and also we will try more. We will absorb a lot of information, tips and tricks, and also how we can improve our confidence level in speaking in Arabic. Okay, so before we start, if and only I would like to see all the comments here. Are you ready for this amazing session today? If you guys ready, just comment all the positive vibes in the comment section in the YouTube. Alright, so please let's have a look who are on the YouTube. Alright, Ahmad Haikal, thumbs up. Thank you for coming. Don't forget to ask your shabab and also your MRCs. Okay, Ahmad Haikal? Okay, Nur Amalia ready. Oh, Nur Amalia ni can speak Korean. Okay, Maisara Aminuddin, Wan Nur Ain. Alright, so everyone is ready. So why not, before we start, if you guys can have a look into the attendance link and also the evaluation link, you can just, I think the committee will put on the comment section, the link on the comment section, also in the description on the YouTube, okay? Don't forget to ask your friends and your family to join in our comment section. Wow, Muhammad Adil Luqman, shukran ala hudurik. إن شاء الله سنتكلم عربية وكذلك شوية إنجليزية إن شاء الله سنختلط بينهما. Alright, so if I am ready and if the audience are ready, so why not we invite the speaker in the comment section, alright, in the stream, okay? Have a look. Right. So, okay. Alright, you guys are ready, okay? A lot of comments here, right? Thank you so much. إذن أعتقد أننا نريد أن نشكر يعني المنظم إن شاء الله. المنظم هي المنظم لهذا البرنامج Office of Arqam KLMSS. شكرا جزيلا على هذا التنظيم، وإن شاء الله نتكلم ولدي بعض السؤال حتى أستطيع أن يعني أعطيها إلى هذه المتحدثة. Okay, right, we have few questions today, so we will ask the speakers, okay, about maybe this how she can start in learning in speaking Arabic and so on, alright? Syahira Zainul ada bunyi Oman lah. Ya Allah, masya-Allah, masya-Allah. Jangan begitu. Oman sudah setahun lebih sudah tinggalkan Oman, okey. InsyaAllah hari ini kita akan bercakap bahasa Arab dan juga bahasa Inggeris supaya yang baru nak start Arab pun boleh faham. Okey, kalau tak faham Arab, kita akan faham dalam bahasa Inggeris insya-Allah. So, as per mentioned, don't forget to invite everyone, all of your colleagues to join our session today. Alright, so in 2 minutes more, we will invite the speaker to be in the stream so that we can discuss, and also I have a few questions that I would really love to ask the speakers directly so that she can share with us all the questions and all the answers to make sure that you guys have a note, okay? Don't forget to make a note, have your pen here, and also if you guys have any notebook, الورقة لكي أنتم تستطيعوا أن تكتبوا شيئا مهما وإن شاء الله كلها سنستفيد منها إن شاء الله. Okay, so everything will be very benefits. We have a lot of the session will be so fruitful, and I believe that everyone, all of you guys need to put on your inputs. Okay, you can just share it on the comment section. We will read it on the comment section, and also you can just put it on the your own notebook. Okay, so we can have a look and also discover a lot, because it's such a wondering, I mean, how that this Korean girl can be so powerful and so fluent in speaking in Arabic. Okay, so inshallah تقريبا إن شاء الله أعتقد أننا يمكننا أن ندعو ونتفضل الشريفة العزيزة في هذه الشاشة. إن شاء الله سنتكلم وسنتعارف معا مع هذه المتحدثة المشهورة من كوريا ولجنته. فريق لجنة، هل من الممكن أن يعني نتفضل ونتشرف؟ جنة هنا إن شاء الله. كيف حالك يا جنة؟
الحمد لله.
الحمد لله. هل فقط أنا لم أستطيع أن يعني أراك في
وأنا
هذه الشاشة؟
Yes. مش عارفة. يعني I don't know like how to open my camera. Like I opened everything, I think.
Oh, okay. Maybe you can have a look in the below of it. We have a camera.
Now.
Alright. Jamila, mashallah. Mashallah. Alright. So, here we go. We have Jannah Korea here from directly from Korea, and inshallah سنستفيد من هذا البرنامج. وهل من الممكن أن يعني تقومي بتعارف أولا اسمك وكذلك ماذا تعملين الآن، ويعني كم من المرات أو كم من السنوات أنت تعلمي اللغة العربية؟
اوكي. مرحبا، أنا اسمي جنة من كوريا الجنوبية، وهلا أنا بعمل يوتيوب لمدة أكثر من 3 سنين، وبعيش في سيول، وأنا تخرجت من الجامعات هنا بكوريا ومتخصصة بالعربي. Yes.
رائع. في أي سنة جنة؟
هلا لا أنا تخرجت من الجامعة وعمري كمان زي 27 هيك يعني.
ما شاء الله ما شاء الله. فماذا تعملين الآن جنة؟
حاليا أنا بشتغل كيوتيوبر.
ما شاء الله ما شاء الله، رائع جدا. وهذه هي متحدثة من كوريا. أعتقد لكم من الممكن أنتم تشاركوا وتضغطوا متابعة في ربط يوتيوب جنة كوريا، وإن شاء الله أعتقد جنة يعني تقومي بشيء رائع جدا. هناك ترجمة من اللغة الكورية وكذلك إلى اللغة العربية وبالعكس، أليس كذلك جنة؟
أيوة صح. بأول بس عملت ما عملت ترجمة أو كل شيء، بس بالعادة يعني باخد دعاية من الشركة الكورية، فحطيت بلشت أحط هيك ترجمة للعربي وكمان الكوري.
ما شاء الله تبارك الله. إن شاء الله مرحبا بكم في هذا البرنامج، ولكل المشاهدين تفضلوا أن تشتركوا وتستمعوا وتستفيد من هذا البرنامج إن شاء الله. So we can start the first question. I think everyone in the YouTube are very curious and they are really eager to know. Maybe you can share with us what makes you love Arabic, and is there anything that encourage you to learn Arabic? ما الذي يجعلك تحب اللغة العربية؟ وهل هناك شيئا يشجعك على تعلم العربية؟ تفضلي.
Yes. بحكي عربي أحسن أو إنجليزي عشان يفهموا؟
يعني نختلط، كلاهما ممكن.
Okay, so I started learning Arabic from university, and from when I was really young, I was interested in many languages like English, French, or Japanese. And at the time, one of my friends recommended me to study Arabic. That's why I started studying Arabic. And then I went to Arab countries like Jordan and Egypt, and I found it really interesting. So I became to like Arabic more.
Wow, so you have been to Jordan and Egypt. So how many times you have been to Jordan and Egypt? Is it your first and last time, or it's a few times visiting Jordan and Egypt?
For Jordan, like 3 مرات لمصر يعني
مرات.
مرتين. Yes.
مرتين. Oh, okay, right. Okay, so if you guys wondering what is Jannah speaking, so she said that she's been to Jordan 3 times and also to Egypt, مصر مرتين, يعني 2 times. Okay, so I believe that she can speak Arabic very fluent, especially in عامية, لهجة جوردن وكذلك لهجة مصر، أليس كذلك؟
أيوة. Yes, like mostly I studied the لهجات يعني the عامية in Jordan, so I speak Jordanian عامية.
هل يعني شيء صعب أو سهل لتعلم كلاهما، يعني كلتا اللهجتين؟
You know, بأول I studied فصحى in the university first, so it was hard to like study and start something new. Amia is totally different, but you know, I really needed to study Amia to speak like Arabs. So now it's more easy and easier to speak in Amia.
Okay, because I believe that في هذه الجامعة كل الطلاب فقط يتعلمون اللغة العربية الفصحى لأن يعني ولكن هناك طالب يستفيد من مشاهدة فيلم، استماع الأغنية العربية، وأكيد كلهم المشاهدون والمستمعون يستطيع أن يستفيد من هذه الوسيلة، ولكي هم يستطيع أن يعني يتعلم العامية. لأن حقيقة كنت في عمان في 2019 وأتعلم عامية في عمان. ما شاء الله شيء صعب جدا، ولكن يعني بس نستفيد ونتكلم مزيجا بالعربية الفصيحة ما شاء الله. Alright, so to all of the audience, she said that she's been learning Arabic Amia. This is a dialect from Jordan and Egypt. She said that it is such an inspiring, because she said that learning lahajat dialect is much easier. So maybe for those who are still currently in studying Arabic, maybe you guys can try and error to start learning lahjat Amia. أعتقد مصر lahjat, the biggest dialect that you can learn, and I think all Arabs can understand Mısır dialect. Is it, Jannah? What do you
Yes,
think?
right. I think so.
Alhamdulillah.
Yeah.
All right. So that is the first question. So I think we can move to the second question. Have you ever felt give up in learning Arabic, and how do you overcome it? هل شعرت يوما بالاستسلام لتعلم العربية، وكيف تتغلبين عليها هذه المشكلة؟ تفضلي.
Mm. Yeah, I remember like when I was in the university, like the first year, I think, first year, second year, I wanted to give up studying Arabic because it was really hard. And I was trying to change my major to maybe like Spanish or Hekam. But like my professor, he was Egyptian. يعني هو نصحني إنه باستمرار أدرس عربي عشان أنا شطورة وهيك كتير مجاملة كتير. Like he compromised me too much, and it was hard to change the major at the time, and like I was crying because actually really studying Arabic was really hard for me. Yes, but I just kept going. I don't know how. I just kept going studying.
Okay, so you keep going, keep going. So this is the first tips and tricks. Okay, so for those who are still studying in Arabic, don't make sure to just give up, to simply give up, okay? Because life is basically a learning process. So do we in learning Arabic, isn't it, Jana? So maybe you can share with us, is there any memorable events or memorable advice until right now? What makes you still overcoming the insecurities, the giving up feeling, and so on? If you have any.
Yeah, as I said before, like I was interested in learning many languages from when I was young, and Arabic. I chose Arabic because of recommendation, but also like Arabic is something really unique. If you speak Arabic or if you know Arabic, if you study Arabic, I think you have more chances to, in many ways, in work or in the future. So I didn't give up. That's why if I just study and speak Spanish, like a lot of people can do it. So I do the same thing. So I didn't want to be like this. And actually, I maybe wanted to be my own boss. I wanted to have my own business, maybe. That's why I think, I just wanted to work and do what I want, like freely, not like in a company. So that's why I think I just kept studying Arabic, which is something really special.
MashaAllah, MashaAllah. Because I believe that every one of us familiar with one very simple and short sentence, but I think it can motivate us. It says that something like بقدر اللغات المرء يكثر نفعه فتلك له عند الملمات أعوان تهافت على حفظ اللغات مجاهدا فكل لسان في الحقيقة إنسان. So we believe that with more exploring languages, with that we can earn more, we can obtain more benefits, we can have a lot of advantages. We can speak Arabic like this, so we can do networking, business with a lot of absorbing more language. All right. So before we go for the third question, I just would like to remind all of you guys in the comment in the YouTube, don't forget to share and ask. Is there any question if you want to ask Jannah personally directly, so we can have your answer right after during the Q&A session. So you can just all simply write the questions if you would like to ask anything. And I believe that in the comment section right now we have the attendance form from the committee. So don't forget to click in and fill in the attendance form, so you can get more advantages from this. Okay. So بدون أي ضياع الوقت إن شاء الله سنستمر بالسؤال الثالث. هل هناك أي نصائح خاصة بممارسة اللغة العربية، خصوصا يعني حتى تصبحي بارعة في التواصل باستخدام العربية. Is there any special tips that you would like to share while you are practicing and learning Arabic until you are so proficient right now in communicating using Arabic? So because I believe that المشاهدين وكذلك المستمعين في هذه القناة هم يريدون أن يعني يعلموا هذه النصائح المفيدة. تفضلي.
Okay, Anibia. Well, when I just first studied Arabic, we Korean focus on grammar a lot, and in Arabic, actually, grammar القواعد كتير مهمة. It's very important and it's very difficult. So I studied for grammar a lot. Like if I learn grammar and there are a lot of questions, then I try to make it right. I try to answer the question like in a correct way, and then after that I check what was wrong, like what was my mistake about grammar. I checked it out many times, like even though I solved the problems, but later I solved this grammar question again and again and again. So I think in Arabic, because the grammar is so hard, it's really important to practice grammar a lot. And then after that, if you go to like our countries, it's really important to just try to speak to people. But I think it might be really hard because they don't usually speak Fusha, as you guys know. So you might learn Ammi, I mean Lahjat.
Alright, so you might learn Lahjat dialects. Okay, so this is a very I believe that this is a very useful tips, because every one of us, especially me in being Arabic student, I believe that learning dialects is really important, really crucial for us, especially in speaking Arabic with natiqin, with the native speakers, because majority of them is speaking in لهجات ليس بالفصحى كاملا. فلذلك يعني أدعوكم وتفضلوا لتعلم اللغة العربية خصوصا في اللهجات، واستطعتم أن يعني تعلم اللغة العربية ممكن أن يعني تقوم باطلاع اللهجات المصرية، لأن هذه اللهجات هذه اللهجة لهجة مشهورة لكل عالم العرب. Okay, so that is the third question for Jannah Korea. We will go to the fourth question for today's session. Is there any differences that you feel in life before and after learning Arabic? هل هناك فروق يعني تشعر بها في الحياة قبل وبعد تعلم اللغة العربية؟ خصوصا يعني ممكن في شيء كل نواحي في حياتك.
That's very deep question because really changed my life, because of the language I know and I can speak. And I went to the Arab countries and met many people, many stories. So it totally changed my life. Before learning Arabic, I didn't know about Arab countries and Arab people at all. And maybe I had little stereotype about like Islam or like Arabs. But after that, I knew that Arabs are really genuine and nice people, and I got to know like their culture more deeply. And every day, like I'm getting like more professionally knowing like their culture more and more. So the most importantly, like I really enjoy meeting people, new people. So yes, like now I'm kind of like an Arab expert, I can say. But how can I say? Anyway, it changed my life. My life is, I feel like my blood, like I feel it's like half Korean, but it's like half Arab.
Wow. Good. If I may ask, in Korea, how many percentage or how many learners in Arabic in your circle or um, basically in general, is it a majority or a very minority circle of group learning Arabic in Korea? What do you think?
Yeah, I think it's very little. Like in one بالسنة الجديدة بجامعتي إذا كتير في 50 طلاب، 50
Oh.
طالب أو طلاب. ففي جامعة واحدة يعني قسم الجامعة يكون زي 200 طلاب. I think it's less than 10,000 people.
Oh, okay. If I may ask, how many universities in Korea that provide and offer Arabic courses?
There are 5 or 6.
Five or six. Oh, okay. Is it for diploma or يعني degree level?
Yes, for bachelor.
Oh,
It's for bachelor, yeah,
bachelor.
university.
Okay. So maybe is there any master or PhD level in Korea so that maybe what if like our audience the مشاهدون وكذلك مستمعون يريدون أن يعني يستمر دراستهم في كوريا هل هناك فرصة ذهابية أم لا في كوريا؟
Yes, we have master degree for Arabic. In Seoul, I think in Busan as well. And I'm from, by the way, Hankuk University of Foreign Studies,
Oh.
which is in Seoul. And there is also like Busan University of Foreign Studies as well. So I think they might have Arabic one for master. Yeah. Yeah, so we have like, yeah, masters. We have masters for Arabic, like especially like for translating. It's really famous. Yeah, a lot of people who majored in Arabic, they wanna keep studying for like being a very professional translator, and they study for maybe 2 years. Yeah, and then they become a translator.
Oh, okay. So why not? Audience, if we have from هذه جامعة الإسلامية العالمية ماليزيا من فرع بانجو إذا يعني أردتم أن تستمروا بدراستكم في كوريا تفضلوا هناك كثير يعني كما قالت جنة إن شاء الله تستطيعون أيضا أن يعني تقابلوا جنة وجها بوجه أليس كذلك جنة؟
Inshallah.
If you have any intention to visit Malaysia one day, so that
Oh,
maybe
sure.
you can explore more
Mm.
cultural things in Malaysia.
Yes, I really want to. I've been to Indonesia near Malaysia, but no Malaysia yet. But I've heard Malaysia is really beautiful and the buildings really famous.
Oh, because I believe a lot of K-popers here from Malaysia, they really يعني يشعروا بالسعادة جدا يعني للذهاب إلى كوريا بس يعني لتعلم ثقافتهم وكذلك لغاتهم كذلك يعني أفيدكم علما بأن في جامعتنا في جامعتنا يعني هناك تخصص أو يعني مادة خاصة للغة الكورية لذلك يعني الطلاب في هذه الجامعة يستطيعون يتكلموا بالكوريا ولكن يعني استثنائي أنا لأن أنا لا أستطيع أن أتكلم كوريا فقط يعني أوبا سرنهي فقط هذا ويعني بمشاهدة الفيلم وكذلك الفيلم المسلسل في من كوريا. Okay, so before we go for the last question that I would really want to ask, maybe I would like to remind all of you, if you have any question, inquiries you would like to ask Jannah directly, so we can ask your question, and the community will pin up your any your questions, inquiries in the comment section. Okay, so before we go for the last question, I would like to remind all of you guys, please make sure you all fill in the attendance form in the comment section in the description by the given by the committee. So make sure you fill in, because this is really important for the documentation, the report, and also for all the star points, especially for the IIUM PIPs. Okay, so the last question would be to the speaker today. Do you think that non-native speaker who learn Arabic has a bright future in career nowadays؟ هل يعني تعتقدين أن المتحدثين غير الناطقين باللغة العربية الذين يتعلمون اللغة العربية يتمتعون بغضب مشرق في حياتهم المهنية في الوقت الحاضر؟ تفضلي.
To be honest, okay, like Arabic itself is very special among other languages, other foreign languages. It's true. So if you learn it, if you can speak it, like you have another power, you know, you have powerful language skill. But to be honest, like in the future or nowadays, using or speaking only language is not enough for your future. You have to have like skill, something like for me, like, you know, I have like marketing channels, or I do videography, something like that. There should be a skill, not only language only. Yeah, because I don't think they're very bright future for only being translator, to be honest. So I insist you guys have like another skill plus language.
Because I believe that in Malaysia we have one stigma. If we learn Arabic or any language, our career path is just simply in learning and uh, in teaching, in being ustad, muhadir. لأن ممكن أن يعني توسعنا لتنظور هذه المشكلة. لأن maybe you can share with us what kind of career that in need of Arabic speakers. Maybe you can share with us, is there any field that you think that Arabic is really important in that particular
You mean like skill?
yes.
Well, well, usually in Korea, if you're really good at like speaking or studying Arabic, they be like diplomat or diplomats. Yeah, and they work in Kotra, which is a government institute for like trading globally, and they go like our countries, or they go to, and there are people like go to like big companies like Samsung or LG, and they go to our countries and work there, you know. So it can be skill or spec, you know, careers. Yeah, you can work in companies or big companies with others.
Okay. So in we know that in learning any language we have reading skill, writing skill, communication skill, speaking skill, and also maybe in writing skill. What is the utmost important skill that uh, our learners, or for those who studying Arabic, which skill that we need to emphasize and also improve more? What do you
Um,
think?
well, it's hard. Everything is really important for me, but I think I like speaking. So because I speak Arabic to Arabs, they communicate. I mean, they can communicate with me, and because I speak and I can listen as well. So you know, I can listen many stories so that I can learn Arab cultures or their stories more, understand their culture. So I might say, you know, speaking.
Speaking, okay. Because I believe that we have that insecurities in speaking, because what if I make a mistake? What if my grammar is not perfect in
Yeah.
speaking? So how do you overcome this kind of stereotyping or our own insecurities?
Um, Actually, we Korean have very, yeah, really similar fear like that about speaking foreign languages. But for me, I think my personality is different. I'm very open minded and I don't be afraid to make mistakes when I speak. Because, of course, like I make mistakes at the first, but actually making mistakes in the beginning is really good. It's because it's really helpful for you. You know, if you made mistakes about languages and next time you remember, oh, you were so, how can I say, like ashamed of it, then you never forget about that mistake and you learn, so you're not gonna make any mistake after that. So just try to speak and make many mistakes so that you can be perfect later on.
Yes. Okay. So when we do mistake, please and please we learn from it, because that is called I mean learning process, because we will make mistake
Sure.
intentionally or not in our intention. So this is really really important in learning Arabic. So it's not just Arabic. I think for those who studying Korean, for those who studying Malay as English, so we have to practice, because language itself is a practice. So I think this is really really important, making mistake, and also we learn from mistake. All right, so that quite it's not a cliche one, but that it is really really important notes that we have to ensure that we improve and we have a betterment for the next and upcoming days. All right, so I think that is really really important in this. This is why we call that if they can, why not we? So why we cannot learn Arabic and why we cannot be so fluent like Jannah, all right? And maybe I have one last question. Do you learn any literature parts, balagha, or do you learn saraf في Korea?
Saraf?
Mm. Morphology.
I don't
Uh,
understand. You mean like novels?
no. It's something like وزن فعل فعلوا يعني شيئا.
Oh, in Korea, yes, we do. We do
Oh,
study many grammars. Yeah.
okay. Cool. Okay, that's so important, right? So I believe that in the introduction, in the beginning of our session today, Jana also speak like Jana said that we have to empower our kawaid, our grammar, so that we can be confident in it. Okay. But then if we really really spoiling ourselves just because of, oh, I cannot speak, I'm so shy, so this is why you can't speak. So you have to move forward and make sure you يعني نخرج من comfort zone. We have to push ourselves to the limit that we can do some improvement and betterment. All right. So I believe that that is the last question that I have for today's session. I think we can just before we go for the Q&A session, we have a look into the comment section. Okay, we have a lot of questions, and I believe that Jannah will share, and we can gain the benefits and also the advantage from what Jannah will answering your questions. Okay, before that, I want to remind all of you guys, if you haven't fill in the attendance form in the comment section, in the description YouTube, please do so, because this is really really important for the organizer. And also before we end our session today, I would like to ask your cooperation to make sure you share this video. If you can't join our session directly on live for today's session, you can rewatch and do some research on it right after we finish the live session for today. Okay, So I think that we can move to the Q&A session because we don't have any question from the organizer. So I will ask for the committee to pin up any questions. Maybe from Uswatul Husna. Okay, so she asked, like, how do you motivate yourself to study Arabic? Because I believe there are times that we feel want to give up. Yeah, so we have discussed about this also, but then maybe you can go deeper in answering in this question. Tafadhali.
I actually recommend you guys, if you guys can, to go to our countries first. Like, you know, Emirates, UAE, Dubai is the closest one from Malaysia as well, right? So if you can, just try to go and see in the world. It really motivates you. Like, and also if you have great teacher or professor, try to hear advice from them. Because for me, the Egyptian professor I've said before, he really helped me not giving up studying Arabic. Yeah, like, he basically like promised me a lot, like promised, yani. Like he said good words to me a lot. You're a good student. You can do it. Something like that. And then after that, I went to Jordan, and then after seeing everything there, I was really motivated to study Arabic more hard.
All right. So, Jana said that if you really want to motivate yourself, if you have money, if we have chance and opportunity to go to other countries, please do so because this is really a very الرأي الشخصي, a personal opinions that I am so agree with what have been said by Jannah because I've been to Saudi Arabia, Dubai, Abu Dhabi, وكذلك سلطنة عمان. لأن يعني نستطيع أن نسكن وكذلك نعيش معهم بشكل وجها لوجه حتى نستطيع أن نتكلم العربية لأن يعني البيئة ستجبر عليكم لتتكلم العربية لأنهم لا يتكلمون بإنجليزية كوريا ماليزيا وهذه البيئة ستكون مجبرة عليكم لتكلم العربية. So maybe right after pandemic, right after we have a chance to go, please do so. This is really recommended by Jana and also by me, myself, alright? So this is the first question from the audience. The second question, I believe that we have a second question from Shun 08. I am interested to apply Arabic major in Korea University. Can you tell me how should I start? I mean, where should I apply and what university? Thank you. Okay, so please, Jana.
Actually, my university, it's called Hankuk University of Foreign Studies. Is the most famous university for foreign languages, also for Arabic. So I recommend you to go search about it. And there are some foreign students. Actually, my university has like 1 out of 3 is a foreigner. Like almost a half of students are foreigners. So I think there are ways to apply for it.
All right. So Jannah recommend Hankook foreign
University
study,
of Foreign
university.
Studies.
All right. So is there any other language because it is a foreign studies, like so? How
Yeah,
many languages that Hankook University provide?
I think more than 40 languages.
Wow, so many. Oh my God. All right, that's cool. All right, so for Shun, you can simply research, do review. I think Hankook University will be a really great one. So because Jannah is one of the produced by the university. Okay, she can speak really fluent right now. All right. So thank you for the second question. We go for the third question from the creative. do you think Amia dialect is important in working, or the formal Arabic is much more important? All right, this is really a controversial question, but then really important for Arab learners. Tafadhal.
Yes, it depends on which work field do you want. Like, to be honest, if you go to work like in Dubai or Emirates, like Gulf countries, maybe I think Gulf countries, right? In working, they speak English. And if you have to like work with the Khalijiin, the Arab people, I mean like Gulf people or whatever Arab, if it's like you have to work with Arabs, of course they're gonna speak dialects, not former Arabic at all. Yeah, unless you want to work in a TV company as an announcer or something like that, you're not gonna speak in former Arabic. You're gonna speak in dialects with the Arabic people or just English.
All right, cool. So in answering the corrective, if I may add, the first thing first that we have to know is which field that we would like to go in the working field. So if we want to enter translation, the main field in Arabic, so we have to make sure that Arabic Fusha, formal Arabic, to basically to be empowered first, because I believe that Umi Madiha, our currently she's a new HOD for Arabic. She would really ask and recommend us to empower our formal Arabic first, اللغة العربية الفصحى حتى نستطيع أن يعني نختلط بين أمية وكذلك فصحى. So I agree with Jannah. If we want to go to the communication skill, the communication field, we have to be prepared with the Amiyah, the dialect, with a lot of because it's not easy to learn Amiyah, because Lebanon different, Abu Dhabi and also Dubai different, Oman different. So each country has their own differences in Amiyah, in the dialect. Alright, so we have to know and set first what is our goal in working, which part we really want to join, okay, to enter the working field. Okay, so the next question from Nabiha Hafnia, if I'm not mistaken. She asked about what is the first step to learn Ami in our own country but not in Arab. So maybe, yeah, it's something like we really want to ask in Malaysia especially, or in Korea, what makes you start, or what was your first step to learn Ami before you going visiting Jordan and Egypt?
Oh, I learned Amniya in Arab
Sorry, yes.
countries, like in Jordan, in Egypt. It's actually really hard to study Amniya in our own countries, but there are some Amniya book, I believe, in Korea. I don't know about Malaysia. I think there are some Amniya books, and if you can find any like Arab friends there, it's gonna be the best way to learn Amniya from them. Like like exchange students, something like that. Like exchange the language, you teach them Malaysian thing, and you learn Arabic, Amia, something like that. And I believe there are some websites, I don't know what, but their website, if you study like Amia learning, something like that, there are YouTube for Khaliji Amia, like the Gulf Amia, there are YouTube for Gulf Amia, especially for the UA Amia. There are many actually YouTube. Yeah, actually, yeah, YouTube. You can learn from YouTube.
Alright, that's cool. So we have to find friends. We can search for any dictionaries, books, providing translation in Amia and also the Fushawan, or even we can just. I believe that music and also film, we have a lot. Really we have many kind of mediums to speak Arabic, especially to learn Arabic, especially in Ami. So this is what we can do, and we can share, I think.
Mm.
All right. Can we go to the next question? Nurai Nabila. Hi, I have a question. Are there any job opportunities in South Korea that require the use of Arabic language? Yes, please do so.
I mean, for Malaysian or Korean, I don't know. I think
In South Korea, is there
yeah, in
any
South
job
Korea, of
opportunity?
course, there are opportunities for Korean, I think, but Malaysian, I'm not sure. Like, you can be like Arabic teacher here, or you can be a translator, especially about medical tourism. It's famous in Korea, South Korea for Russian or like Arab. So medical tourism translator, or maybe you can be a tour guide for Arab. And actually, you can have your own business for Arab here, and you can be a YouTuber. Not only job opportunities, but you can just make your own thing. I think for Arabs. And you can be a professor. You can work in a government related things like diplomat. Like yeah.
All right. So I believe that when we are talking about opportunities, opportunities is something like we have to search for it. So maybe we can search on the YouTube, search on the internet, what kind of field that needed in Arabic language in South Korea, so that maybe we can gain more information from by reviewing all the job opportunities in the internet, I believe. All right. Thank you for the question. Next, we go to the Nur Shahira Zainu Hisham, I think. She has a question. Do you have any interest to come to Malaysia and meet with our Arab learners here? Yeah, maybe in IIM itself. Do you have any kind of interest, and do you have a very clear plan to come in Malaysia?
Clear plan. I really want to go, but I hope you guys can invite me. Yes, but if I have a chance, like I really want to go and experience and try Malaysian food as well, and see you guys, Arab learners as well.
Cool. All right. So maybe Shahira Zainul Hisham can be the first person waiting for Jannah in KLIA, okay, in the airport, so that you can fetch Jannah in the KLIA. All right. Thank you, Shahira, for the questions. We go to the next question. I think from Nur Nadia. Do you have any application to be more proficient in learning Arabic? Mm, do you use any application? Maybe
Oh,
your
it's
apps
not an
in the phone
application.
or
I
anything?
just use actually Google Translate. The application, yeah, it's application. Google Translate a lot I use, and there is a website called Ara Tools. Aratools. Yeah, Ara Tools. Yeah, it's really good for diction. It's a good dictionary website. And I don't use it, but many people use for Duolingo for many languages.
Oh, all right. Is Zara Tools a free software, free
Yes,
application,
yes,
or you paid for it?
it's free. It's just a website,
All right.
dictionary website.
Okay. Oh, it's a website. All right. Thank you so much, Jenna, for answering the questions. Maybe we have a few more questions from Ilyas Badrun. In Korea, do they need person who fluent in Arabic in tourism sector? Because I am currently majoring in tourism and interested to go to Korea. Oh, okay. So what do you think in tijarah يعني siyasah,
Yeah. I
siyahah,
mean, to be
tourism sector?
honest, yeah, we need more like people who gonna work for Arab tourism here in Korea. Because after COVID gone, it's gonna be so busy for Korean tourism, like even not for Arabs, but many foreigners. But I think Arab people will prefer Korean people who study or speak Arabic, or maybe just Arab people. Yeah, because when they come to Korea, there is no relations like Malaysian be a tourist here. Yeah, to be honest.
All right. Okay. So that is the answer. Maybe if I may add, in tourism sector, um, it is not necessary for you to fluent in Arabic, especially because the most important thing is we have to know the culture and also the basic language, the basic vocabularies in that particular countries. Because maybe if you can just mix up the languages, English. If you go to Arab countries, so maybe we have to make sure be ready with the basic Arab language, and also so do the Korea, I think, because you have we especially we can mixing up all the languages we have, English, Korean, and also the Arabic part. So because this is really important to get more attached with the visitors, with the يعني the one who come to that particular the country. Alright, thank you Ilyas Badro for the questions. We go for the next question from Dini Kistina. May I know, does Korea have a university which takes Arabic course or any institution that provides Arabic learning, and how can we meet Korean actors there? Alright, I think the first question, the first part has been answered. We have Hankook University. Maybe you can share with us the second question. It's more interesting to know.
Yeah. How can we be
The
Korean
second question is
actors?
how can we meet the Korean actors? Yeah, if you have any ideas of it.
Oh, I thought you're gonna skip the question, the second question, but you want the question. So funny. Um, well, there are some like areas like celebrities go, like in Gangnam. You guys may be heard, but it doesn't have any guarantee you see the actors. Maybe if you go to their company, in front of company or near the company. Yeah, actually near the company. Like I've met some celebrities, and I sometimes actually collaborate with some, not the famous but Korean idols, or yeah, idols, not very famous one. So yeah, go try to go near their companies or like Gangnam or concerts.
All right. Okay. So I believe that this question is really, really funny because every country in Malaysia as well, we didn't have any specific place to meet the actors, the artists itself. So it is so hard, I believe. Okay. So thank you, Dini, and we go for the next question from Shazana Sani. Right. You said that besides language skills, we need to master another skills. My question is, how do you start becoming a content creator, especially in sharing your journey in learning Arabic, and why? Okay, this is a very good question. Maybe you can share with us how do you start becoming a content creator in the YouTube channel, YouTube, and also why you do so.
Right. Yeah. So I went to Egypt for studying Arabic, and I found out, there is a Korean wave, and many people like Korean and Korea culture. I was shocked because I never imagined, like, Korean news always talk about it, but I didn't believe it. They just over talk about it because they're just proud of Korea, something like that. But when I went to Egypt, like, they were really like, people like Korea. So I was shocked, and then after coming back to Korea, and I thought like, oh, there are a lot of Arabs to like Korea, but why aren't they? I mean, why is there any like content creator for Arabs? I mean, they were, but very few, and the content creator for Arabs here in Korea, and they're Korean, they kind of stopped doing making contents. So there was almost no content creator for Arabs. So I was like wondering why. Is there any content creator like who try to introduce Korea for Arabs because Arabs really like Korea? So you know what? Oh, I should do it. Something like that. I started like that. And also not only YouTube, but I was a blogger, which is like a writer in internet. I still do a blog. So I was used to making contents, by writing or filming. But actually, Korean government supports a lot for content creator here. So I got many chances, like I got many advantages, like money or like basically money. So I could invest my camera and my learning skills, like Final Cut Pro or editing and everything. I learned from their money, and yeah, I become professional now. So the thing is, like I found something a lot of people like, but nobody did before, or nobody does it for now. And I just thought, like, why? I like question mark. Why is there any content creator for Arab, like as Korean who speak Arabic, and I could speak Arabic not fluently like now, but shui shui, little by little I could speak. So I just started. Yeah.
All right, that was so inspiring. Okay, so if you have any opportunities, you have any incentives given by the government, this is the chance to go start. Okay, so maybe for in Malaysia for the beginners, we have to know our strengths first, because if we know that like what Jana did is she can speak Arabic and she's a Korean, so she can yani teach Korean in Arabic, and she even can speaking Korean to teach Arabic. Okay, so this is really really important, and your story is really inspiring to us. All right, thank you so much for the question and for the answers. So we have a last one question from Nidal. كم لغات يمكنك التحدث؟ هل تجد الصعوبة في حفظ العديد من اللغات؟ So how many language that you learn that you may speak with? So is there any صعوبات? Is there any struggles to learn and to remember all the words, the vocabularies?
اوكي قبل كنت ادرس زي ما حكيت يعني طبعا انجليزي فرنسي اليابانية هيك ثلاثة بعدين عربي نسيت كله فرنسي ياباني وحتى انجليزي شوية because the more I speak fluently in Arabic the less my English skill is. It's always like that, so it's really hard to balance. So I kind of gave up about my English skill, and I just actually, my work is all related to Arabs, so I focus on more on studying Arabic. And now I can speak only like three languages, I think Korean, English, and Arabic.
Oh, okay. So great. You have experience in studying French, Japanese. So that was so impressive. All right. And I would agree with Jannah said, because most of Arabic students in our university, they tend to imbalance their proficiency in that particular language, because if we take Arabic, we learn Arabic, we have tendency to focus more in Arabic, and we neglect somehow we neglect the importance of balancing English and also other languages. So it is really really important for us to empower and also balancing the language that we have studied, especially English. If we can speak English, we also have to speak Arabic, so we can balance all the languages that we learned. So it's not being so useless, and this is really really important and will be a useful one. All right, I think that will be the last questions from the audience. And before we disperse, I would like to remind everyone, please do fill in the attendance form given by the committee in the comment section and also the description. And please share, like, and also rewatch the session for today. Okay, so a lot of information, tips and tricks that you may learn from Jannah. And don't forget to subscribe Jannah Korea. You can learn how she really fluent in speaking Arabic and also the Korean. So you may benefit from watching the videos in the Jannah Korea channel. Alright, so for the closing part, closing remark for today's session, I really want to show my gratitude for Jannah Korea. Thank you for having us today. Thank you for your answers, your tips and tricks, your very useful advices that I think this is really important to boost up and to level up our confidence, to show to the world that we also can speak Arabic even though we are not native speakers. All right, so maybe the last any last word that you want to share with us, Jannah? Is there any last word? What do you want to share with us?
I didn't think about it yet, but I just want to say, do what you like. To be honest, if you don't like studying Arabic, just don't do it. Because from when I was young, I really liked to learn foreign languages. I liked foreigners as well. I liked foreign culture. So that's why I didn't give up Arabic and wanted to do my own thing. And I like showing myself. I like making videos. That's why I'm doing it. And I'm happy because, I like making videos and I like languages and I like travels. I like getting to know like a lot of cultures as well. So, like, think about the things you guys really like each other and make a list and try to make it one job, just like me.
All right, that's really good. Okay, so maybe if I may ask the audience, the listeners, and from YouTube, if you have any positive vibes, positive words, warm and kind words to share with Jannah, maybe we can have a look how many, what do you want to say to Jannah? So maybe like this is exchanging positive vibes, with the positivities, because Jannah has also make us boosting up our confidence level. So maybe this time around, if you have any words, kind words, if you want to show your gratitude, your appreciation, acknowledgement to Jannah, so maybe our committee can pin up the warm regards and also maybe any words from our audience. If we have any, we have from Nur Shahira, Ya Jannah Ukhti, Shukran Jazilan. Alright, okay, thank you so much, Shahira. Okay, the creative, we have, she said that post more Amiyah content, we would love to watch it. Alright, please do so, Jannah. Inshallah, we will always watch it. Okay.
Sure.
Alright, any other thing?
Oh, shukran. Have fun. عجبني. Was
Maybe
hard.
from Yusri Jasnet.
Fighting, yeah. Fighting.
Yes, maybe one from our محاضرة مشهورة. شكرا على مشاركتك الجنة بالتوفيق والنجاح في مسيرتك في وتصحيحك للعربية. ما شاء الله. هذه هي محاضرتنا. Alright. So thank you so much for the inspiration quotes, the motivation words from the audience. Thank you so much. Gumawa ni. Alright. So maybe we have one or two times of maybe if we can do some photography session, Jannah and the committee, if you guys ready.
Okay.
All right. All right. So I count it. 1, 2, 3. All right. Once again, committee. Right. 1, 2, 3. All right. Last one. 1, 2, 3. All right. Okay. So from my side, I would like to thank all the audience. شكرا جزيلا لكل مستمعين ومشاهدين عبر اليوتيوب. شكرا جزيلا لتنظيم هذا البرنامج يعني المفيد للمجتمع للجميع. أشكركم جميعا على الاستماع وكذلك لانتباهكم لإصغائكم على هذا البرنامج، وشكرا جزيلا لكم. ليلة سعيدة، أحلام سعيدة إن شاء الله. أسعد الله أوقاتكم لكل الصحة دوام والعافية، وكذلك إن شاء الله بالتوفيق والنجاح. ولا تيأسوا في تعلم اللغة العربية، تكلموا وتكلموا وتكلموا، لأن حقيقة اللغة نفسها هي ممارسة، فبذلك مارسوا بتكلم عربية حتى نستفيد من هذه اللغة السليمة، وإن شاء الله سنتقابل قريبا وفي أي وقت نراكم على كل خير إن شاء الله. شكرا جزيلا. نختتم بقراءة تسبيح كفارة بسورة العصر. Alright, thank you so much for the wishes, and also we are really apologize if you have any inconvenient causes by me, myself, and also by the technical committees. Thank you so much, Jannah.
Thank you.
Alright.
I leave.
Alright, maybe the committee can end the live.